Here at Tucson Comic Con, here with
Christine Elise.
And where would people know you from most?
Mostly it's either from Beverly Hills 90210 or the Chucky franchise.
All right, and I mean, with the Chucky franchise and Child's Play as a whole, it has become like a multi-generational franchise. How's it feel knowing that you're part of that horror history? And what do you think keeps Chucky so interesting to newer crowds?
First of all, it's surreal to be part of such an iconic horror franchise. But I always say it's like when you're Madonna's kid, you're not impressed by Madonna. You know, for me, Chucky's been in my life since 1989, and so he's something he's like family. It's familiar to me, so I really can't connect my participation in it and how big it is. So they're separate entities to me, really. You know, it's weird that Chucky is as big a movie star as Dracula. You know,
Right.
And so to be part of that is unbelievable. Part of it is that Don Mancini is so brilliant, and he's been at the helm for all of it. It hasn't been handed off to somebody else. Like, no shade to Rob Zombie. I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan, but if Rob Zombie had done one of the installments in the Chucky franchise, it would have a very different, be very different. That's never happened. So it's the only franchise of all the big ones where the same mastermind has had the control from start to where we stand. It's not finished yet, you know? And so I think that Don's flexibility, Don's ability to change it up and go, like when Scream came out and Scary Movie where comedy was a little bit more into the horror thing. He went that way a little bit and then came back off of that. I know some people don't like the comedy in the Chucky movies, but I say if you don't have the comedy in the Chucky movies, you don't get to have Jennifer Tilly.
Right.
And so nobody wants to lose Jennifer Tilly.
Right.
So remember, careful what you wish for, you know? But I think Don's ability to, the TV show is like, that's a lot. That's a big thing, you know, the bite to chew.
Yeah.
And every season he does something incredibly different and keeps it not just different, but the same storyline that's been told since 1988 is still live. The Andy Barclay story is still live and still being told. That's incredible.
Right.
To play a character at 6 and play him at 43, for me to play a character at 17 and play her at 26, is really, really rare and incredible. Talk about the ultimate binge thing, to have 35 plus years of story to immerse yourself in.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Chucky was one of those franchises that I rented from Blockbuster as a kid.
Yeah.
When I probably shouldn't have, but my dad didn't know better or
Right.
didn't care as much.
Child's Play, it sounds innocent, right?
Right. No, I think he wanted me to see the classics, and I think it shaped me into the fan of horror and everything that I am today.
I'm glad to hear it.
But speaking of TV and everything like that, I mean, we know you're part of the horror genre, but you're also part of the teen drama fandoms.
Yeah.
Those two genres have very, very passionate fan bases. Do you see any similarities between those, and how do they connect with each other?
The teen, like the 90210 crowd?
Yeah, and the horror franchise fan base.
I don't have an answer for that one. I'll tell you what, from my perspective, what's crazy about the two of them is that, once again, played a character at 17. In 2019, they did the reboot of 90210, and I'm playing the same character in her 50s. You know, that's an incredibly rare thing for an actor to get the chance to do, and to have done it twice in 2 years is nuts. I would also say, though, I do way more horror cons than Comic Cons, and so it's the same fan base. Some guy will come up here, some big, all tattooed and piercings everywhere and a big, like a throat tattoo, and go, "Ooh, I want the one with Brandon." You know, so you never know what someone coming up to your table is going to ask for. And then a little 4-year-old is like insisting on a Chucky one. Right. You know, so.
You've also been a writer and a director, and how does wearing those hats change how you see acting?
Well, I wrote a book. I wrote a novel, so that's got nothing to do with acting. The novel is called Bathing in the Single Girl. Dirty comedy, not erotica. Only available on Amazon. But the short film that I directed, I'm the only actor in it. So I didn't direct anybody else. I wrote it. I directed. It's kind of similar for me as the book was, in that it was entirely my vision, my tone, without any collaboration from anybody else, nobody else's input. It was, if you like it, I get the credit for it. If you don't like it, I take the blame for it. The book came after the movie. The movie is of the same name, and it works. I did like 100 film festivals with it, and then somebody said you should really write a book if you can come up with more stories, and so I did. But they're just an opportunity for me to do something where I don't have to bend my vision at all to somebody else's idea of what should be. And in a TV show and in movies and stuff, the producers, everybody, there's too many cooks, so many opinions about every single thing, from the words you're saying to the shoes you're wearing. And that can be great, you know. It's way less responsibility. You know, as an actor, you walk in and they've written the words for you. They've rented the locations. They bought your clothes. They do your hair and makeup. They feed you. Like you're just like an infant. It's fantastic. Book is a much more lonely endeavor.
Definitely. Yeah, I went to film school for writing and directing, and ended up liking the writing aspect better.
Yeah.
But now I host a podcast, you know, so it's totally different.
And writing you can do on your own. You don't need anyone else to do it with you. You're not at the mercy of a budget or somebody else's schedule. You can do it yourself.
So I have one more for you.
Okay.
And the entertainment industry has changed a lot.
A lot.
We see it every day. It's changing and changing and changing. So I know you have advice for other people looking to get into it, but if you had to tell them a do or don't, what would you give them?
I would tell them, don't do it, is what I would tell them. Because it really has changed a lot. I said earlier today, it's changed so much. It's such a grind. It's such an insecure way to make a living. And it used to be, you know, if you went on an audition and the producers and the director would be in the room. If somebody wanted to have an opinion about whether you got cast or not, they had to physically be in the room to watch you audition.
Right.
There was no, and eventually that ended up being they would tape it and they could share it with more people. And now it's you record it in your own kitchen and you upload it to a site, and now infinity of people can see it and have an opinion. I've always been a controversial casting choice. I'm not an easy choice. And so the more people that get involved in deciding, the less likely I am to get a job, which has sort of led to me working less and less and less. Also, the auditions, when you're doing it in your kitchen, you don't have any conversation with the people in the room that you're reading with. They have no vibe on what you'd be like to work with on set. They have no opportunity to redirect you and go, that was great, do it again, be angrier, be sadder, be whatever. They can't do any of that now, so you get your one shot. It's framed like this. You can't move. I've never booked a job in this self-tape world, and I don't think I ever will, which is discouraging, but true. And it doesn't pay like it used to pay. Like television, you used to make a living doing like 4 or 5 guest star spots a year, and they'd pay you enough that you could make like, you know, 40, 50 grand, and you can live on that. You could in the 80s and early 90s, you know. And now a guest star spot will pay you $1,000, and you need 50 of them to make 50,000, and no one gets 50 jobs, and 50,000 is hard to live on in 2025. So it's just so difficult. That said, if you have to do it, have more than one skill. Try to like learn how to edit, be a writer, do anything, any sound mixing, all the other skills, so you can maybe make content of your own, which is really where it's at. Because they have film festivals that are like iPhone-made film. Every film is made on an iPhone, and everybody with public social media. Everyone's learned to edit, and so that's an opportunity that actors have now that they didn't have when I started.
Right. YouTube's where it's at these days, right?
Yeah, exactly. Most kids don't even have cable. They have to watch all TV on YouTube. So
awesome. Well, I appreciate your time.
No, not at all.
Is there anything you're working on right now that you want to share to people?
No, not right now.
Where can we find you in anything that you're excited about?
Where can you find me? Here.
Well, here,
at Tucson
of course.
Comic Con.